You're going to smash bar here, the like button upon coming in, so that way we can get through this Gnosticing a fool. It's kind of like shacking a fool, but we're going to see what this 65-year-old man has to say when presented with very clear objectives about what's going on in society. Now, this isn't a BGS problem. It's a dumb nigga problem. It is for very ignorant men who don't have their stuff together, who are very low performing, have no real outcomes, and they need a place to chill out and decompress online about the society to which they don't fit in with. Normally, we would call these dudes weirdos. But even among weirdos, there's a place where these people just isn't supposed to be for whatever reason. Right. So you have to really understand that if you are a conservative, which I don't have a problem with as long as you are a conservative, how come you just can't live in conservative areas, fight for conservative politics, make sure that you're actually fighting for things for the actual people that you actually are from to represent, right? None of these things are hard. Like these things are pretty easy. It's super simple. Unless you want somebody else to do all the work and you're just a miserable liberal, like we actually have found out by going over what we did go over 2 years ago, a live stream that we did with AB Media. Now, AB Media had to answer direct questions. He tried to troll and buck dance his way through it, but it just goes to show you that a lot of this stuff he didn't even think about that far. And even when you asked him what he wanted from the government, it was all left wing things. He didn't want right wing things from the government. He wanted left wing things from the government. But it's like, okay, if you want left wing things from the government, why on earth would you live in Indianapolis, of all places, knowing that you live in a 98% legislatively ruled conservative state? Again, I made the point, like I made there. 90 miles to the east is Ohio. They have the Affordable Care Act there. 90 miles to the west is the border of Illinois. The first city is, I think, is Marshall, exit 147. Again, if you want affordable health care or the Affordable Health Care Act, and the only thing your sorry ass state had to do was accept the Medicaid expansion. So that way, the people in your state, because your state does not provide anything to the federal government, you're one of these taker states. You take more than you actually give to the federal government, right? You're Indiana. You're just like a West Virginia or Mississippi or Arkansas or Louisiana or any of these other completely conservative ran places that doesn't provide anything to anyone. But you expect the National Democratic Party to overcompensate for your sorry ass living in Indiana, a state that doesn't provide anything but maybe a liberal mayor. And that's what the issue is here. So when people talk about the actual space, you have to understand that pro blacks are here to shut down progress, like Rael and BGS Itmore. They're here to shut down progress. They live in these areas that don't work. They don't take a side, but they live in these liberal areas and then they just want to shit talk Democrats. Like Democrats are supposed to overcompensate for the fact that you picked the wrong area to live in. You picked the wrong area to participate in the political process in. You haven't picked a side because if you pick a side, the fig leaf falls off and you recognize that you're the problem here, not the political situation. Politics and government was taught in the eighth grade. We should have known by that point because people did say that there was Republicans, even in high school, in middle school, they said that they were Republicans. They didn't have very well thought out reasons of why, because they're mostly speaking through their actual parents. But at the end of the day, everything that they wanted was liberal in basis. And the restriction of people's rights were conservative in basis, which means that they really didn't care about equal protection under the law. Because conservatives believe in a tiered system, them being on top and you being beneath them. That's the tiered system. So in BGS, a conservative troll who lives in California, a liberal state, and he lives in a liberal area in a liberal state. It's not like he lives in one of these districts where one of these conservative congressmen are at. That's not how that works. He knows how to live around stuff that works. If he pretends that he's on the right, playing all these clips from these conservatives from C-SPAN, knowing damn well. And he's never done that at no time within his faith, right? He's never done that at no time within his faith. Especially he didn't do that during Barack Obama's actual tenure in the White House. But you have to understand that most of this stuff is only a problem is because there's so many stagnant men without their shit personally together that I don't want on my team. I don't complain about women because I don't give a fuck about what they actually choose. They're going to be held responsible about what they chose based on their outcome, just like the men. The women have the productivity piece. They have the ability to go get skills, probably be taken a hell of a lot more seriously than men, or at least be given more opportunities. So if a woman have actually lapped you, that's a you problem. You're supposed to be able to go out, get a science-based education, and be able to put those skills to good use for somebody. Be in that situation until you get in a 1099 situation and hopefully an actual business situation based off the skills that you got there. That is your actual job here. Your actual job as a man is not to watch everybody else mete out masculinity so that way you can feel, quote unquote, feel represented by other people doing work while you ain't doing shit but sitting on your goddamn ass. That ain't what masculinity is. But that is what masculinity has become with these overproduced dumbass niggas in fucking black America. They don't vote, they don't do shit, they don't fucking work, and they want ready access to most of the most fertile women in society. And if they can't get access, they're just going to destroy her self esteem so that way they can be the only option. It makes absolutely no sense. So, the actual live stream that we're about to listen to right now is a response to the actual live stream that we did 2 years ago about Amy Mead. We had him on. He was not forced to be on. We were very respectful to him. We allowed him to speak. We allowed him to talk. We allowed him to ask questions. There was a back and forth between personnel on the panel and him, right? But when you go over in these other areas, you get shouted down. And pieces of shit like LAR fucking movement, they don't see shit like this, right? They just assume that, MOT is always starting shit with people. I'm like, no, this stuff does happen. And you don't say a motherfucking word about it when it does happen, right? So what I'm gonna do is just gonna play this dude Gnosticing and food. Unprompted, can't answer simple fucking questions. Like when I jump up on the disaster teacher response and I ask him a simple question about what is the point at this point of being a fucking Itmore, he couldn't answer the question. The king of the dumb niggas could not answer the fucking question. And the only thing he can do at this point is run an anti-black woman trolling farm, which he goes from trolling black women to political mis and disinformation, back to right wing political trolling, back to trolling black women, because the dumbest of niggas needed to hear this black woman being thrown under the bus because it can't be their fault that they ain't shit in life. They have to shift the blame from themselves to other people. And that's what this problem is. I'm not sure why they allow this shit to go on, but it does go on a lot. So without further ado, let's just get this show on the road. Because this is where we just at. Without further ado, get this thing rolling.
Private Pyle has dishonored himself and dishonored the platoon. I have tried to help him, but I have failed. I have failed because you have not helped me. You people have not given Private Pyle the proper motivation. So, from now on, whenever Private Pyle fucks up, I will not punish him. I will punish all of you. And the way I see it, ladies, you owe me for one jelly donut. Now get on your faces. Open your mouth. They're paying for it. You eat it. Ready? Exercise.
Let's go to the live stream with Mike P. Tried to go up here with this guy, and let's see what happened. Hold on, let me drop the link here. Sorry I didn't drop it before. I'm telling you, man, ignore reality. You don't get you anything. It don't get you shit. And I swear to God, if I ever ran across these motherfuckers in the real world, it would be on site. So let's see what went on here.
If I think that's him,
I'm here. What's up?
I'm just replaying your video.
Just choices, eh?
No, let's get to the meat and potatoes of what you said.
Okay, what did I say?
The way you started off the stream, and I heard Snowman. Okay, we heard Brian Snow, Mr. Adlib, right? You said we should take a look in the mirror, right? That's
You're
what you said,
darn
right?
You're darn tootin'. I said that, and I own it.
What is that based
Yeah.
off of?
Early findings.
Early findings of what?
Let me finish. If I am incorrect, I will say so. Early gut feeling. Once again, if I am incorrect, I will happily say so.
Early gut feelings based off of what?
Now he ought to know better than that.
That's what I mean by these dumbass fucking black men that you allow on the panel. He asked you a simple fucking question. And you said, and this retard said gut feeling. Gut feeling based off of fucking what? It is a live stream about a specific topic and subject that made that dumb motherfucker look so stupid for even coming up there without his yup yup or dick ride defense force or BGSs. He looked a fucking dumb bang up there. Listen, most political trolls, like BGS is, they have enough sense to not jump on the live stream and be asked direct questions. unless he'll just start throwing chairs or everybody else just start acting like they don't know how to comport themselves like men. Like this is what happens when you ask fucking idiots direct questions. You ask fucking lunatic based morons direct questions about what they think, they can't even fucking answer the question. What's going on to go?
What's up, MOT? How you doing?
What's going on, man? It's just that dude make himself look like he's sounding intelligent by not answering the question. Like these are your thoughts. You should have enough conviction to actually say what you actually think and believe while the person is up there. You could tell how these people are not ready for prime time. They're not ready to answer no direct questions. They just ain't ready.
This guy's he's absolutely clueless. He had no idea even what Mike was even talking about. But they got the master teacher, as they called him, up there trying to basically cover for his his boy who got torn out the frame by you and Mike the night before. I mean, literally
But
hung him with his own
he put
words.
himself in that position, though. He
He,
put himself in that position years before the actual live stream. That live stream was 2 years ago. And he is just as dumb, or probably dumber, than he was when we was having that conversation. He's the butthurt blue. Listen, blue
he
area
is.
works. You live in
He is.
Colorado. This blue area work. You live in New York. Like these blue area work. He lived in Massachusetts. You can't compare states overall health of the actual people and compare it to an Indiana. Like if I'm from Indiana, I would be shutting the fuck up and keep my mouth shut. I wouldn't be saying anything about politics at
These
all.
these guys don't know politics. They don't know it.
No, they don't.
They don't know. They don't know domestic politics whatsoever. They won't get on a panel and get with us on domestic politics.
Of course not.
Neither will BGS. He won't do that either because he won't be able to get up there and
Yes,
scream and
tower
sound
more.
crazy.
Yeah,
No.
tower more.
Yeah. Hey, listen, you remember that Civil War stuff we were talking about? You remember that? Right? Didn't want to get
About
on
an
the.
idiot. I'm, here, he had enough time to actually look up what the Civil War was about and still said that it was about taxes. And the
And then
Confederacy told you that it wasn't about taxes. It was about that particular enterprise that they had. Or
I mean,
make the arguments that the Confederacy are not making.
no, he took the argument of the lost cause. I mean, that's what this guy signed up for, and then came in with the Corrin doctrine at the end that wasn't even about taxes. I mean, that was his conclusion. You could tell this guy was never went to school, wasn't educated, doesn't know how to form an argument, doesn't know these things. That's why the PhD and stuff don't get around this guy today. They know what this guy is, and if you've
PhD
gone
use him to like build their dumb nigga audience base. But then once they did, they just stepped the fuck off and just left him out there.
what can you do with somebody like him? But he's up in here talking smack, and you saw he came. Okay, so segueing from that to come over here, he's over here screaming at Mike when Mike gets on and breaks these guys out and won't let him talk because they don't
And that's
want to
what it
deal
is.
with the facts.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Problem that we most have is, and that's not all the way to that, Gianna, because here's the thing. There are people who live in those areas who keep the lights on, but they're not mistaken about where they live at, right? Let's say that you live in, I don't know, Louisville, Kentucky. You know, if you don't live in Louisville, Kentucky, it's a pretty conservative state. So if you want anything when it comes to money being spent, how little of it that is spent, you're going to see it in Louisville, Kentucky before you see it anywhere else, and especially not in those deep red areas. But the people who live in these areas, they have accepted their circumstances. They don't come to the internet and try to troll places or also vote blue no matter who stuff. And it's like, look, I don't know anybody in the manosphere who says that and live in these conservative areas. Because I don't know these black people who live in conservative areas. I just don't know that. I don't know these people who live in conservative areas, dude. I don't know that. Where are these black people who live in conservative areas? Where are they at? You don't know where they are. They're always arm lengths in the metro area of an Atlanta or Chicago or Philly or St. Louis or Kansas City or Baltimore or especially Atlanta. You know, you got the liberal areas in Texas. You got Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, El Paso, San Antonio. This is where these people live. And these are the people who are complaining about the Democrats not doing enough. No, they want Democrats to do all the work. That's not their job. You got to get up off your ass and do shit too. Or get your shit together and move to a better area, then move back once you got your money right. That's the only other option.
You have people. You have this guy who was complaining. He really wants the. You know, he wants healthcare. He definitely wants.
What prompted him to say that?
He wants it, but yet voted against it. Voted against it because he said this. The other guys got balls or something crazy. I mean, I couldn't even really understand where this. His logic was insane. It didn't even make any sense. But yet, he wants universal health care. But yet, guys voting against that. At the end of the day, this is, based on what? Based on what? So when you look at these guys politically and you really try to break it down and find out how they're thinking, you get nothing. You get nothing. They talk about politics, domestic politics. No, man. These guys don't want to get up here and break it down, no domestic politics. And then this other guy, the Igmore, he jumps up and starts screaming about, no, what I want to talk about, you guys lost the election. 1,000 people, thousands of people predicted, the the victory of Trump. So many people did. I'm a never Trumper. I don't ever want to see him get in office. I never want to see him get in there. All right. Bottom line. Bottom line. But but when we did that map, MOT, you and I, when we did that map, it wasn't based on polls. That was based on data. Based on exactly data that came in. It wasn't based on polls. You cannot also base the Electoral College based on polls. It's not based on that.
I mean,
200
we're
electoral
just
votes.
talking to people who just don't know. And when you're hiding behind a bunch of dumb niggas, it makes it so much harder to read because you got these low self-esteem, very stupid individuals who need to be medicated or even medically hospitalized. But they just turn these people loose on the internet, and now the internet get to raise these dumb motherfuckers, and now they think that complaining about women is a single cause of why they ain't shit in life. But let's
It's ridiculous.
keep going here.
It's
Keep
ridiculous.
going here. But Mike is asking this guy pretty simple questions, and I'm gonna tell you right now: if you are ever dealing with a man in real life, if you act the way Brian Snow is acting, prepare to get your fucking head knocked off. No
Oh,
one
this
is
guy.
going to put up with that shit in real fucking life. No one is going to put up with that goofy ass internet shit in real fucking life. You meet the legal definition of provoke when you're playing this fucking stupid. Well, let's keep going.
I already said what I said, and I will say again, if I'm wrong, I'll say so.
No, you're dead ass wrong. That's why you can't actually elaborate on what you're saying.
Prove it.
Wait, do you understand what he means by gut feeling, Mike?
Oh, no, there's no gut feeling. We have a whole channel. All you have to do is examine the content.
Did you not hear me say gut feeling? And I backed
Do you
it up
understand what that
being
is?
fair. I
Yeah,
backed it up being
excuse
fair.
me, name. I'm talking to him. I'm not talking to you.
And I'm
All
talking
right.
to you. I said gut feeling initially. I backed it up also by saying if I am wrong, if I am proven wrong, which many people have in my lifetime, I will say so. I have no problem doing so.
So let's go through the material.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go through the material. Since you want to question the legitimacy, let's go through the material. Fall along with that's how we run our channel. That being said, we also got MOT up here. What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? What's going on?
All right. All right. Yeah. So the low information voter, we didn't know that this even existed among the black male populace.
You didn't? Okay.
Now that we know that it's here, it was exposed by a grifter in the White House. Okay, grifter in chief for that matter.
Oh, the Griffin and Chief, your candidate lost too. Just saying.
Let's pause it right there for a second. Okay. You openly admitted, AB Media, on our panel. If you want to skip it 5 or 10 minutes, you can go right into it. But we could discuss this right now. You openly admitted on the panel in this stream that's from 2 years ago.
Okay.
That you voted for Hillary Clinton and you voted for Trump. Okay. You skipped the midterms because we don't have to go through all of this. I mean, you can go through it all you want to, but that's your voice on it.
And
all we're doing is we're reciting back everything that you said. Okay. You're on the record for saying all of this.
yeah, I know, and I've never denied it. So what's your
Actually,
point?
you did deny it. Yes, you did.
When
Yes,
did
you
I
did
deny
deny
it?
it. You
When
did
did
deny
I
it.
deny? I've
He
never
never
denied it.
Your
denied who he voted for.
When did I deny it? I've never denied it.
Your denial is based off of the idea of not being a low information voter.
I smell
is what-
some bullshit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you,
I'm
sir.
sorry. You
I
got something to
smell
say?
some bullshit.
I'm sorry. You got something.
Man, like this shit right here is the type of shit that get people tracked down and knocked the fuck out for no fucking reason. You get blindsided coming out of your fucking house. You get hit with a sledgehammer.
Unbelievable. But you know, he's coming there to protect his boy
You
because
know what I'm saying?
boy,
Dude, men don't like to be treated like this, bro. And it's like when you got these sorry motherfuckers who are here who let this shit go on, who don't fucking say nothing, and we have to like do these type of live streams to like, okay, this is how this motherfucker acts, right? And so many black men are so fucking dumb that they fucking think that a lack of principle is better than principle. The type of stupid shit that it really gets on my fucking nerves. When I get a chance to hulk out and punch one of these niggas to the fucking ground, I take every fucking opportunity that I fucking can. Or based off of shit just like this. That dude doesn't even know he's coming. He's getting years worth of other people's ass whooping when he signs himself fucking up.
I mean, this was dumb and never addressed what was going on. Derailed it and tried to move it towards move to the election because that's what he wanted to do. Now, you know, on other panels, you wouldn't be able to get away with that. On certain
But
types
here's
of
the
other
thing.
panels.
He did lose. But guess what? Did we do any of this shit when Biden won in 2020?
No need.
Did we
No.
jump up on panel trying to shout motherfuckers down 3 and 4 at a time when this
No.
shit happened? When
No.
when when Biden motherfucking did win?
No, man. No. Not at all. No need. No need to do
See,
it.
they only want to take credit for the win.
With no
Before we go
analysis.
back to this, before we go back to this, let's go to something else. Since these dudes care so much about black boys and shit, right? Dude, you don't hear none of that shit right now. You don't hear none
None.
of that black boy talk from fucking Keason Johnson or
None.
Edward or BGS or even this one-eyed fucking freak here that we're fucking doing this live stream based off of. But let's go to there.
None.
Let's go to this. Yeah, remember all that black talk and shit?
You hear
USA
none of that.
Today. USA Today. Let's bring up that story. Now, because remember, black men was getting all these jobs, and black men started to come up the moment Trump got back in office, right? So if that's happening. Let's
Hmm.
see why this is happening. Another BGS projection. Did BGS predict that unemployment among black Americans can be an early sign of economic strain? Said the web thing for the $5 super chat. Did BGS predict that black unemployment would be 7.2%?
Yeah. I heard it. I heard him
Mm-hmm,
like
mm-hmm.
2 years ago. I heard him.
Yeah. In the middle of one of them trolling pizza streams, man.
By God, he's right again.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm saying. All this shit happening behind the wall, man. Damn, if you just signed up to get behind the wall, you would heard this shit.
I
But
mean,
see, you went behind the wall in the gone, so that way you wouldn't have heard this prediction.
yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. You're right.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
You're not behind
that's
the
right.
wall.
That's right. Yeah, I'm behind the wow.
Now we're
The
not even
wow.
talking about 2 years in. We're talking about 7 months in.
Yeah. But
Because
he said it.
when they start trimming up that work environment, last hire, first fire. And they talking about getting rid of all this DEI shit too. Of course, your black ass is going out the fucking door. All this so that way you can get to be able to take advantage of somebody else winning the White House while they leaving your ass out. Like, okay, Byron Donald, buck dancing coon. He didn't get anything out of helping Donald Trump get elected. He didn't get anything out of that barbershop conversation in Atlanta. He didn't get anything out of that.
Zero.
No, no, and I mean no. Oh,
What a- what about that unconscionable shine
I'm talking.
Out of South Carolina?
That is an omni shine.
Uh, and um
Shines in the
and
day,
and
shines in the night. You can't
and
call him quite a solar shine, even though there was a solar shine show that he was on. But he's probably a lunar shine because what we're talking about here
yeah,
is
he
lunar
shines at
shine.
all.
Lunar shine.
A lunar
Yeah,
shine. Shines like
all the
I
way.
mean an unconscionable lunar shine bone. Now that lunar shine, what did he say? Oh, God brought him forth and cut out one of his major initiatives that he had, quite frankly, for his state, and he was trying to push
Yeah.
this nationwide for black business and black employment. That was cut. He did that. So that's something he did, and Trump cut that out, and he's over here saying he was sent by God. I I don't know how you explain this, but
God said he was
he's
sent by God. His faith got even stronger after Trump got elected.
and after Trump cut his cut his backside out, but yet this is what these guys are going for, and this is what these lunar shines are going for here in this space. It's unreal. You cannot make this up, but this is literally what's going on.
Contrarian. They want to be a contrarian, but here's the thing about being a contrarian for contrarian's sake. Where you live at is pretty a good indicator of how you vote, or how you would intend to vote, or how you intend to benefit. Because look, if you didn't like being around government services and things working, you would live out in the middle of nowhere. You would choose being around your quote unquote own people over functioning society. People make that choice all the time, including people who want to stay in the black community in some of these places as well.
As well.
Yeah. But it's like we can't have a conversation because one person doesn't want to have that. Like BGS, like normal pro blacks, they're here to shut down progress. They want to get in the middle of things that are functioning that are meant to leave his black ass behind. And then he turns the information into trolling women, political mis and disinformation. And they do it every single time. It's just like progressive spaces like the Black Brain Trust attracts some of these pro-blacks, and the moment the election is over with, and they can't leverage their middle of the road status, they're fucking out of there.
Correct. Correct. You
Because
know,
middle of the road only works when Democrats are in office. This middle of the road independent bullshit does not work when Democrats are not in office. You want to know why it doesn't work? Because there's nothing middle of the road about a 7.2 black unemployment rate. There's no middle of the road with that. There's no independent point of view with that.
yeah, this is crazy, but I'm going to bring this up, even though it's just a little outside of the realm. But I'm going to have to say it. Dennis Sperling, where you at? You over here talking about black men are benefiting from this. Where you at, Dennis? See, we need to talk about him
Dennis
as well.
Sperling
But
has,
you know,
I think he's more mentally ill than actual AB media. This is how come I don't do shows on him. I think there's a mental component to the Dennis Sperling ever chameleon changing the stripe. He seemed to have settled on the actual pretending like he's more pro-black than everybody else, like he's some light-skinned culture warrior or some shit. But that's the shit that he's on now. He's super FBA. That's like regular FBAs, which is just another word for dumb niggas. But he's like a super FBA.
I mean,
Super duper for the black cause.
I mean, he's a fraternity brother of mine. The whole deal. Where are you coming from with this? This is
Lives
A5.
in Texas, live in Houston.
Lives
Come
in
on, man.
Houston.
Come on, man. Like, speak the blackest city by populace in the entire country, and you running this culture warrior grift shit. Okay, let's say if he does go viral, which I'm telling you, that shit is not what you want, right? People get to examine all your past every word, and they find out how many sides that this dude is actually on. And you're not going to be able to ride this right wing shit until Trump is over with. Okay, so what are you going to do in 2028? You still going to be on this Trump shit? It's impossible to think that.
This guy's look like he's been burying himself, but it's unbelievable that you have people like that doing it. Okay, these guys, but this is a guy like myself, like yourself, and others, going to school, educated, played the game properly, understands basically how things work, and this is the game this guy's playing. Unbelievable. Now we're looking at unemployment figures for Black Americans going down. You want to get on the side of the FBA and the immigrants are the problem, talking all of this craziness, and look at what we're starting to see right now. And they're trying, and Trump's so upset he's trying to say the numbers are cooked. What? Really? Is that right?
I mean,
I saw
no, that's another BGS prediction. He predicted that he was going to fire the guy who gave the numbers
I
because
saw
you
him.
ain't supposed to give him some bad news. What's wrong with you?
It's exactly correct. And I saw him on CNBC, excuse me, CNBC getting beat down by one of the hosts there, asking him, well, what are your numbers based on? What, how is this? How were the numbers cooked? How are the numbers cooked? Well, he was a Biden appointee. Yeah, but you let go all the people before before you appointed this guy to everyone out the frame. But put these people in here, now this is not working out. Now you're trying to remove them as well. I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing, guy?
But
So
here's the other thing about it. It's like let's say if Trump would have said, okay, 800,000 jobs was created. Was he literally supposed to say that?
mm, mm, mm.
Would he still had his job if this dude said, oh, you know what? You know what, President? 800,000 jobs was created in a month, which is impossible. I don't think that's even a thing. But would that be okay if he just lied about it?
See, well,
Oh no.
now you're talking about putting a whole lot of once again um doubt. You're trying to put a lot of doubt in the system and put us on some type of Banana Republic type of game now. This is what
I
you're trying to do.
understand the going. That the stock
Just-
market is a lot based on them damn numbers being correct.
That's exactly correct.
Make future predictions without those numbers being accurate. Like, why would you want inaccurate job numbers?
And you will
Who does that help?
and you will destroy the economy behind that. I'm telling you, we're going to be looking at some fairly rough times here. I mean, with this guy going on, he was expecting it, since he inherited a very good economy. He was expecting it to roll on its own vapors. When you have to do things to stimulate this economy as well, you know, God doesn't know how to govern, man. Never did, never understood it, still doesn't, but thinks he can rule through executive order and firings. This is what you're dealing with. And this is what these jokers here running behind, because he's got big ball, because he's got big balls. Dudes are crazy.
Let's keep going here. Let's go back. Because now 7.2% for all these dudes who actually wanted to just jump up there and just be up there around them. And it's just unconscionable. But these people are not citizens of the country. They want to be undocumented immigrants so bad, but you're a fucking full citizen. So there's no real reason for you to not know this stuff, to not understand what's going on. There's no real reason for it. So let's keep going here with this scrolling.
Yeah, I got a lot to say. A lot to say. You, huh? I don't have to pull up any place else. I don't pull up to watch paint dry. Okay.
Really?
Either watching paint dry or
I don't pull up to watch paint dry. Well, it ain't no fact. Basically, you're wrong. You're wrong. You lost. That's the problem.
No, that's
You were wrong the whole election, and then you keep claiming that you're wrong. Bullshit, motherfucker. Nah, yeah, we are talking about that. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about there.
Nobody came up here because you ain't got nothing to add to the
I got a lot to add to the conversation. I got a lot to add to the conversation. Talk about low information pedestrian. That's what you are. You're low. I know you can clip everything. You did not dispute anything that I said.
Absolutely, we did.
You didn't know. You didn't. No, you what? No, you didn't. No, you did not. No, you did not.
All the material.
No, you did not. No, you didn't.
You don't want no smoke, BG.
I do. You ain't got no smoke.
You ain't got no.
You ain't got no smoke.
Listen,
You ain't got no smoke. You
See, most of these live streams are about debunking all the shit that he actually said. Like, I don't blame BGS for being fucking stupid. I blame these mentally ill fucking men of thinking that this shit's okay. You act like this in the real fucking world, you're gonna get your teeth knocked out. Period.
They're not debating
Most
this
of these
with
live
anybody.
streams were about debunking the exact shit that he was talking about.
He got up there to derail
The
that.
conversation. Yeah.
He came there
derail
to
the
derail
conversation.
that. He came because the horrifying takedown you guys did the other day on this. It was actually horrifying how bad it was. That takedown, it was ridiculous, and hung him with his own words. This looks bad. Not only for AB Media, you don't expect much out of him, but since he is one of these acolytes that this disaster teacher is messing around with, this is the action of his acolytes and his students. He had to come there and protect it because that's how bad it looked.
They
So
even
bad
handle
it
like legitimate conversations from Nate.
No
Like,
improvement.
they can't even handle questions from her. But this is the type of stuff that you have going on in this space. They come up with these words, master teacher, I'm a Gnostic, shit people ain't never fucking heard of, and things people ain't never heard of outside of the internet. Like FBA. Right now I'm in Little Rock, Arkansas. I asked an average black motherfucker what the fuck FBA is. They have no fucking idea what the fuck I'm talking.
FBA will not be out there registering voters. FBA will not be out there doing any kind of civic education out there to get people sharper on what's going on. FBA is not going to be out there doing anything, but online, talking crazy, all right, talking about the Democrat Party ain't giving us anything, and sitting back here, if not being shills for the Republican Party, they'll just be sitting back here letting these guys do whatever they want and not questioning a thing. They will be pussies for these guys, but they'll be coming at you left, right, and center, brothers, because you shouldn't be saying anything out here. It's crazy, madness, schizophrenia. MOT, you there? Hey, MOT, are you there? I don't know. You seem like you're not up and running. See if you get your sound up, because your sound seems to be off.
All right, how about now?
I can't hear you too well. You sound like you're. I don't know if people in the audience can hear you, because I can't hear you that well.
How about now? Better?
It's a little bit, but you ask the audience, the chat, if they can hear you as well.
Audience, can you be able to hear me? Yes or no?
You sounds better now.
Sound better now, right?
It's a little bit up. See if you can get the sound up a little bit more. But it's coming up now.
Okay. Hold on a second. This thing disconnected.
I think it sounds better, Emily. Go ahead.
This is where we at with this particular situation, man. All right, I don't know. This thing is disconnected. But
Oh, your sound's down again, MOT. I don't know what's going on with your sound there.
I know it's yeah, man, but that's where we currently are. Let's keep going with this political. There's no real need for this type of thing. But let's
You ain't got no smoke.
BGS.
You ain't got no smoke.
You want to hear some? Hey, BGS.
Snowman, you want some popcorn?
I can't. The only reason I stopped coming. Ask me what? Ask me what?
You can go back to 2020 election, okay? When the angry man got on your panel and checked you on that panel about covering the election. The only reason you covered the election that night is because Craig, the tech guy, was up there covering it for you.
All right, we had covered. We covered. Craig can tell you. Craig can tell you. We covered that election for 6 months. Craig can tell you that.
You could not.
And Craig.
hold on a second. Go. He covered the election for 6 months in 2020, but he didn't cover the election at all in 2024.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We were there. It's ridiculous.
Craig will tell you. Craig will tell you that I changed my mind after the what is it? The July polls came in, and Craig was right. I told Craig, go ask Craig himself. Okay.
The map is what Craig was covering.
The map was Craig was covering, and I told Angry Man, if Donald Trump did not get that last what's it called through, which I knew he couldn't, the stimulus through, which I knew Nancy Pelosi was going to block, he would lose that election. And guess what happened? He did. That's not analysis. I don't care. I don't care. It is analysis, sir. It is analysis, sir.
There's no data to back up.
There is data to back it up.
No, it was not. That's not.
It is data to back it up. There is data to back it up. There is data to back it up.
The purpose of the discussion.
No, there ain't no purpose.
The purpose of the discussion was to look at the map, and you couldn't look at it. You had no idea what you were talking about.
I did know what I was looking at, sir.
That's why you had Craig.
I didn't have to have Craig the tech guy, sir.
That's why you couldn't cover.
I don't need all. I don't need all that. There's very good. You don't need if you know how the system works. You don't need data, sir.
Of course, you need data.
No, you don't. The thing.
What?
Did you hear
know how
that?
the system works? You don't need data.
Did you hear that madness? This is what I'm talking about. Undisciplined, effed up guys that's out here running around shooting off their mouths like
at the end of the day, whether it's your gut feeling or it's data, whether you're right or wrong, sir. And you were wrong the last time, okay?
No,
and these guys can tell you. I called this 2 years out. If they could not get Donald Trump, out of the race, they were going to lose that election.
That's speculation.
No, it's not speculation. That is not speculation. No, it's not speculation. I don't have to have a map. I don't have to have a map because everything that I said about Donald Trump and that election was said by people after the election. The same people that ran the election said the exact same thing I said, including the Democrats. They all said, "No, go read the books. It's called data. It's called research." It's called reading, Negro.
Wait a minute. Now we're back to data again?
Oh my Lord.
It's called reading, Negro. It's called reading. It's called reading.
Hold on, wait a minute. Now, Mike, you want to talk about research? You call this research?
Yeah, that's called research. That's called research.
Gentlemen, if I may, may I pose a question to BGS?
That's what you call research, really?
Let me pose a question to BGS.
Really?
How do you calculate the numbers? The people that ran, the three people that.
Go ahead, MOT. Go ahead, man.
People that ran Kamala Harris's election said those external polls. Hey, can I finish my goddamn statement, motherfucker?
We're not talking about
what I know. The three people that ran the election said the external polls were wrong.
We're not talking
the
about
three people. The three people. That's what the election map is drawn on, son.
No,
yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It's tabulated.
No, it's drawn on polls.
It's tabulated off of three things. What you see in
polls. Polls. It's tabulated for polls. Yes, it is. It is.
That's not polls.
It is. Unless people vote ahead of time and we don't know about it.
They're leveraging historic data.
No.
They're leveraging
It's-
historic
They
data.
draw it off of polls, sir.
No,
Go
they're
look,
leveraging-
go read your like I said. You talking all this low information? Go read your own shit.
It says 270 to win, right? That's not polls.
Go read
That's
your own
the
shit.
actual vote.
No, that's not. Go read your own. Go read your own stuff. Go read your own stuff.
You need 200.
Go read your own stuff, man.
You need 200.
Those pre-election maps are off of polls. That's what they're drawn off of. I think it's 20. Yes, it is.
It says you don't have a poll.
Yes,
for electoral votes.
Yes, yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Hey, BGS,
The-
you need
the-
to pull out the crayon. Wait, crayons? Don't talk about crayons. Crayons? Crayons?
I made a statement earlier.
These niggas don't read, man. God damn.
Listen, AB Media
They
sat
don't
on that
read.
panel. Listen, AB Media sat
I
on
don't care.
that panel.
I don't care what he sat on. Okay, you talking
Bro,
to me?
You're not adding any value to the
I am.
conversation.
I just did. I just did. I said the map you pulled out was Craig off of polls. Go ask Craig.
I'm not even on that panel.
Yeah, yes, yeah, because you're wrong. That's why.
Oh,
Yes,
let me go
sound-
ahead and address
Sound
that.
like one of them females, man, bleeding. Want to move the goalpost after you start bleeding.
Craig to tell you,
Yeah.
I use the same
Hold on,
map.
wait a
You
minute,
had
wait a
nothing
minute,
to say.
wait a minute.
But when we used the map,
Let me
you
go
had
on and
something to
address
say
what
about
Mike
it.
was talking
You have
about.
you had no value
You-
to
yeah,
any conversation. when it comes to politics. You
Craig
had
will
no
tell you the
ability-
map is drawn off of polls prior to the election. So yes, it
It's not
is.
polls.
Yes,
It is polls.
It's not
Yeah,
polls.
let me
It-
go on and address what Mike said earlier.
Go read your own shit, man.
Yeah, go.
I
Let
know
me
what I'm
on
talking
get
about.
addressed.
That's
No,
what
you don't. No, you don't read your own shit. Go ahead. All right, go ahead. All right.
Hold on. Let me go on and address what Mike said to me earlier. He claimed that I never admitted that I voted for Hillary Clinton. He claimed I never admitted that I didn't vote in the 22 election, and I never admitted that I voted for Trump in 2020. I have never denied that shit.
It's not
Ever.
about you denying it. It's not about you denying
Now
it.
you're moving the
Never.
goalposts
You're
again.
moving
No,
the
I didn't move
goalposts.
the
Yes, you
goalposts.
did.
No, I didn't
Yes,
move
you
the
did.
goalposts.
May I
No,
make
I
a
Yes, you
didn't
statement,
did.
move the
please?
goalposts.
May I
Yes,
make
you
a
did.
statement? May I make a statement, please?
The conversation is about if the conversation is about
Mike,
the low
close your
Man,
lips.
he's worse than the
No,
women,
no,
man.
no.
He's worse than the women.
Yeah, yeah.
He's worse than the women.
MOT,
He's worse than the women. 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 Oh, please, dude.
Go ahead, nigga.
Are you listening to them jackals talking crazy up in there? First of all, we all know that to win the presidency is the electoral college. You need 270 electoral votes to win. You drew the map based on what your projections were going to be from that perspective. That's how that map was. That's how that map was drawn. You don't poll. You don't poll the electoral college. You don't poll it. That's a board of electors that ultimately choose that. That's basically how that is done. Where are you polling that? And I mean, this guy's saying that this is done on polls.
crazy.
I mean, he has no understanding of even how this even works. How that even works. How did you
He
come up
just came there to derail the conversation, man. He didn't come there to like
that
add
was it.
anything to it. I mean, because like there was no real reason for him to jump up there and start acting like that. Like that type of shit and get you punched in the fucking mouth. Like anywhere that shit get you punched in the mouth. But at the end of the day, black men see that type of shit as courage. That type of stupid shit is courage. It ain't no fucking courage. At the end of the
But-
day, we made a map and we were wrong. That's different from not ever making a map, none to the whatsoever, hoping somebody won, and not owning the results of them winning. Like, I don't see them owning the results of Trump actually winning. Their side that they wanted to win actually winning. I don't see them owning that shit. I don't see them owning the Medicaid and the actual Medicare cut. I don't see them owning that shit. I don't see them owning the actual job law for the shutting down of the ports for 3 months. I don't see them owning that shit. Okay, I don't see them owning that.
You don't see him owning, eliminating Black history, trying to take out Black history. I mean, literally removing it from your schools. With these guys, well, they don't believe in education, but anyway, that they're not talking about anything like that. They're not talking about shutting down programs for black people to get loans, business loans, and
Yes.
so forth to expand small business. We don't see them owning
They're not
anything like
owning
that.
the shutting down of the actual SBA by
That's
a
exactly.
person who's just going to steer those loans toward, campaign contributors rather than new business people who need to formulate business, who, canceling lines of credit, people not able to get newer fucking loans for their smaller businesses. Yeah, they just steer their shit toward their pet project. I don't
That's
see them
correct.
owning
That's
that
correct.
shit.
That's correct.
I don't see them owning that.
You hear no type of um of commentary on that whatsoever. Still talking
Yeah, I
about
mean,
the
no,
election.
no, 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 no ownership, and it's like these dudes want a no ownership society, right? They want all the benefit, like to them, like Mister AB Media said, they just want to cause so much havoc and harm that the Democrats overcompensate and solve all their problems for them. It's like, dude, that's not how politics work. Like his dumbass understood it for sports. He understood it like for a basketball game. If you don't show up and the other side win, you forfeit the game. Like you don't get to complain about not being part of the playoffs after you didn't show up for your game. The politics is the game where you show up for. The people who don't care about you, they show up every single time.
And they're voting against you. They're moving
Their own
against
best interests, and they don't care. And those people are gonna be hurt, and I still don't care. At the end of the day, they needed to feel the actual pain of what they're doing. The guy in Nebraska had an actual town hall today. Was getting
you.
shouted down by his own people in his own district.
You saw how that went. You saw how that
Yeah,
went. People said, and I distinctly heard, "You are no longer in touch with us. We need somebody else new in here. You're not in touch with your
solidly
base."
Republican area.
And
Not, it's
I
just
told you,
not
Mike Lawler up
solid.
where I was, up where I am, where we have a Republican, not in my district, but a district over where we have a Republican congressman was running into the same thing. That was over a month ago. I was there, and they were scared to death about what was getting ready to happen, and people were climbing on them about that as well. So now things have gotten a lot worse, and you're talking about now seniors and so forth now, and the veterans and others who are going to lose, who are going to lose big in this, as
Oh yeah.
time goes on, unless you can turn this around. This is very serious, and now people are looking at what these guys are doing, and then you're going to sit here and give um, massive tax breaks, tax cuts to the ultra rich, 3-4 trillion dollars. You're going to sit back and
No,
and
no
and,
need
and
for it.
I mean, this is unreal. But this is what these guys have represented. So that change agent and all of that, it was crap. We see what this is all about now. But that's what you're seeing in these town halls. These town halls. Forget about what you're seeing on the internet. Forget about these fools up in here talking crazy. Look at what's going on the ground. Like I saw over a month ago when I saw this happening at Lawler's event, I said, "Wow, look at this." So now we're seeing it, and we're only 6 months in. So
No, but these are the trial balloons. There are solidly Republican areas. These are
solid.
the trial balloons. The actual, let's put this in a solidly Republican area and see how they respond. Like none of these town halls for Republicans have been into like highly competitive districts. They know not to do that there. These are in solidly Republican areas that they can't do town halls in.
That is true. These are not in swing districts per se.
Yeah,
Nope.
I mean, but they're putting them in areas that should be a safe bet for them.
They
But
and these are safe districts, but they're
yeah,
unsafe. They're unsafe now. They're unsafe now. They're unsafe now. And you saw
I just don't think
outrage.
these people ever saw like this MAGA, make America great again. Make it great again for who and for what reason?
I mean, there you go. You have people like, and then you just bring it back to the AB medias of the world and so forth. They're over here voting for that while these guys are getting ready to cut their health care, while they have very serious, very serious health issues that if they're not properly tended to, it
They're
will
gonna be up
kill them.
out of here.
It will kill them. We'll
Gonna be
send
up
them to
out of
the
here.
upper. It'll send them to the upper room. This is what they're doing. I mean, as I said, we just read this book. I read an excellent book, Dying of Whiteness, which really gets into that. By Dr. John Metzel. It's a wonderful book. Really, really explains the dynamics of this Trump mindset and how people are going against whites, going against their own interests, which ultimately at the end of the day is killing them. It's killing them. So their whiteness and that whole game is, at the end of the day, basically voting on that is killing them, shortening their lifespans, dying of diseases, that could be cured because they're going against certain policies, and even the whole gun policy thing, that they're committing more suicides and so forth, that are taking themselves out, shortening literally their life expectancy rates. So we see that going on with them. And what are we going on here? These crazy black males are running around here talking about the black female is their biggest issue, their biggest problem. The gynocracy is getting them. They're going against that, and they're in league with these white guys who literally are voting strictly on whiteness to knock you out of the box, and it's killing them. I mean, it's you can't make this up. This is very serious. Very
I
serious
don't think they
stuff.
can come around in 2028 and ask for stuff. Fully endorse not listening to these people at all.
No.
I fully endorse it. And I mean, you have like the Charlemagne the God versus the actual president shit, which I think he's one of the dumbest motherfucking black motherfuckers on the planet. But
He definitely
he
is.
wasn't wrong in saying just do a good fucking job. That's the best press, doing a good fucking job. How you argue with somebody like, bro, listen, if you are in photographs with Epstein, your ass is in the Epstein file. Well, here's the thing. I don't think the Epstein files would have hurt him at all. I think the conservative media would have focused on every Democrat on the list and would have ignored all the Republicans that clearly visited the island. That's exactly how I think that would have went down. That's exactly how conservative media would have played it. I don't understand why on earth would he try to lie to these people about something like that? Like, you got to really think people are really dumb for you to just all of a sudden say there is no list. God, you got to be ridiculously stupid for doing something like that.
Well, or if there's something else that's there, but they're going to try to cover that up for as long as they can, and it's not boding well for them. It's not boding well. In fact, they're letting
The House Republicans just subpoenaed the list from the Department of Justice, so that's what happened today.
Right.
To me, I don't care who's on the list. It doesn't matter to me at all. I know Trump's name is on the list, but this is just something that you shouldn't be lying about.
Well, they're trying to redact his name out of there. So, there's a lot going on. But anyway, pressing forward with what we were talking about here tonight, listening to that derailment of what was going on and how Mike was derailed.
See how much of this bullshit that he's gonna get. Let's see how much further he's gonna take this fucking dumb shit. Again, I don't blame BGS at all, because outside of his household, nobody probably takes him seriously. He comes online to be taken seriously.
Yeah, that's absolutely
dumb niggas. Yeah,
that's
I don't blame him for finding an outlet to be taken seriously somewhere. But if you tell somebody that you are a self-taught chemist and a fucking master teacher, people are just gonna fucking look around and be like, "What the fuck's up with this dude?"
A self-taught chemist. I bet if I asked him what's a phenol group, we wouldn't know whether to shit or go blind. This guy, this man, oh my Lord have mercy. Anyway, go ahead.
Let's see what's going on.
Dude, you don't even read your own information, man.
You don't want to debate BGS.
Debate what? Debate what? Then move out the way. I ain't got to move nowhere.
No,
with your old bleeding ass, man.
The only reason you're coming up
with your own bleeding ass.
BGS word choice, man. You were the guy who said, never mind, man.
Yes.
Yeah,
No, it won't, because I proved you wrong
You got ran
twice.
off of code breakers. You got ran off.
I didn't get run off of code
Of
breakers.
course you did. Of course you did.
No, I didn't.
Of course, that's why you don't come back.
Because y'all were wrong.
You're
It don't want to admit it. You're wrong. It don't want to admit it. No. You've been wrong before. No, you're wrong. Okay. You don't even know why you're wrong.
We're the only ones.
No, you didn't.
Tabulation of the data.
No, you didn't.
Not do any.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Those are
did
polls. Those are polls. Those are polls.
It's not.
That's a polls. Yes, they are.
It's not polls.
That's a poll.
The map that we did is a map that you get to fill in however you damn well please. It is not a fucking poll. You literally get to click on it to move it to neutral, to red, to blue. Not poll. Can't poll the electoral college. That's not how it works.
Can't poll the electoral college. Board of Elections.
Here's the thing. He said that he covered it in 2020 because Craig the Tech Guy was up there covering it for his dumbass. But he didn't do it in 2024. I wonder why. Yeah, because nobody was up there to cover it for him. So since he didn't have anybody competent like Craig the Tech Guy to cover it for him, he couldn't cover it on his own. He just admitted it. It's not hard. He just admitted it.
Yeah, this is your...
Literally admitted it.
Yeah.
Well, look, like I said, Colorado works fine. Y'all want to go over there for the women-based trolling? That shit ain't gonna last either. So you're gonna start getting all these people to fuck up out of here. As I'm gonna show tomorrow night with that PBS special about why men are drawn to grown ass losers trolling women online. I'm gonna go over it. Go over it. But let's keep going. Let's see how much longer this bullshit might try to endure.
I went by exactly what the people on the inside said. They said exactly the same thing I said. How was that happen?
Hey, Mike, why don't you just admit what you want?
How did
You're wrong, Daddy. You're wrong, Daddy. You're wrong, Daddy. You're wrong, Daddy.
Oh, listen to this.
Inside, they're actually running the goddamn election. All the Democrats said exactly the same thing I said. How's that happen? How's that happen?
Dude, no Democrat came out and said that Kamala Harris was going to fucking lose. No Democrat came out and said that the working class whites was going to turn their fucking ass around and vote against their own best interest. No Democrat came out and said that. No insiders came out and said that. They knew the election was going to be close, but they did not know that the working class whites in these areas was going to turn their ass around and do this to the entire country. There's no Democratic insiders who said that. Now, there was a whole bunch of people after the fact who tried to jump on TV because, they was letting anybody on TV who wanted to criticize Kamala Harris, right? They let all these motherfuckers on TV. But no Democratic insiders said that Trump was going to fucking win. Nobody fucking said it.
Nope.
So, just like how I dropped off whenever they just started shouting you down and all that kind of crazy shit. So, when people say things about the face, about this type of shit, you don't get checked for doing that type of shit, man. You don't get checked for that shit at all. And everybody just ignored it and shit happens, right? They take their dumb ass right back to Art Newstall and the fucking rest of the Lunar Shine fucking network. They just pretend the shit never have fucking happened. Yeah. Gnosticing a fool, man. Like Shackling a fool, but it's, BGS Gnosticing a fool, man. But this is where we at. And it's like, you live in California. You got all these fucking predictions. You're using all these right-wing sources, but you don't want to live around them? And you want to be close to black male progressive spaces pushing this conservative shit? And the people who listen to you are so fucking stupid that they can't ask you the basic questions. Oh, why the fuck don't you live around these conservatives that you want to team up with so bad? No one's asking that question. Great. I have questions for BGS. Very easy question. When do we get progress in your system? When do we get progress? How does it happen? Because these people think that, well, you know what, if we just keep sabotaging the progress, then they'll just do everything we want. No, they won't. They'll just go for other voters. Like, shit, and never, bro, they don't bother trying to get black votes no more. The more you do for them, the less they fucking show up. So I'm like, all right, man, let's go over here to these Indians and these fucking Arabs. Let's get these people to come out. Oh, can we get more black votes? You don't want those votes. You don't want to be. Go over to these other people. Here's good enough for them. Work for and with productive people and working class people. I have no interest in doing business with the non-politically engaged personnel. Doesn't make any sense.
When are you going to get progress? When are things going to evolve? Well, maybe Pearly Things and Nick Fuentes can help with that.
Yeah, because remember, Nick Fuentes and like Curly Things was supposed to be doing shit for black boys. He said that shit out of his own faceplate in front of people.
This is what you're talking
No
about.
punishment. No punishment. We have to be right all the time. These dudes can live in the fucking wrong, no criticism. We got to be right every single day, every single time, right?
Yeah.
Man, that was painful, man. And think about it. We want things to work. We want to have legitimate dialogue and conversation. What happens when you have one guy who sat around this entire community being actually, done and never done anything to try to change anything? Knew these people's insecurities inside and out, watched them be done throughout society and life, and sat right here like a bat catcher's mitt to steer these people right into political disinformation and hating their mother figures.
Hmm.
That's what they want to do.
Yeah. And not dealing with the real political, your real political foes that are out there. These white males don't want to see you. Don't want to see you gain power. Don't want to
Oh
see
hell
you
no.
even eat, even make any real money. Don't want to see you have. Don't want to see you have any type of real success. A lot of these guys are trying to beat that back. They're trying to
And a
beat
lot
that
of these
back on
stupid motherfuckers don't want no real
you. Yeah.
success either. The only thing they
No,
want
no.
is some in-house, and that's it. They don't even want to get a job or nothing, man. They want to be the dude on the couch for fucking half baked. Like that's where they fucking minds at. It is insane that we have to keep having this conversation about a lack of action and progress on man's end. To them, it's hee hee ha ha time. Cause BGS just shuttled his dumb nigga network from like one Luda Shine show to the next. But at the end of the day, that's just where we at, man. Like, dude, most of the people capable of making progress have already left the space. They already left. And once they stick their head back into this blast oven, they can't stand what the fuck they're looking at. Because they can't stand how dumb they were and keep wasting their fucking time on this bullshit.
Hmm.
What? I'd be damned if I do dumb nigga content, man. Keep these dumb motherfuckers around. Dude, I ain't never doing no shit like that. Dude, I don't give a fuck if it's two people in here. At the end of the day, your lack of not understanding the progress that needs to be made in your actual political engagement is a you problem. It ain't everybody else's problem nor issue. It's all you. You choose to live in areas that don't work, that's a you problem, not a societal issue. All you. There ain't nothing else that I have here, man. So tomorrow we're gonna be covering this news segment by PBS talking about the manosphere, and I actually want to talk about why labeling Joe Rogan and Andrew Tate manosphere is one of the most horrific things that you can do. You can criticize these people without labeling them manosphere. There's a lot to criticize there. You ain't gotta label these people no fucking manosphere. At the end of the day, if you want this shit over with, you would just say, look, you can't talk about relationships unless you have a fucking license. Boom, problem solved. But they're into the dumb motherfucking eyeballs that and the money being made off of this shit. So they can't say no to it. They just don't want certain people doing it. I don't know. Well, you have to ask yourself, what problem has happened in society that people want to listen to a fucking sex trafficker for basic fucking advice? Never want to actually answer that question. Slander is the worst way of challenging people. There's a real argument to be had here, but slander is not going to get you to that argument. None to the whatsoever. So you got anything else on this to go on before we get up out of here?
No, Moti, I think that was sufficiently covered. And once again, thank you for inviting me up.
And again, BGS can't debate anything because he doesn't know anything. The only thing he can do is get a bunch of dumb niggas listening to him about trolling women or political mis and disinformation. None of them stupid fucking idiots up there could even comport themselves without coming off like a fucking buffoon. The guy thought that he mic dropped by just saying it's a gut feeling. Mike asked him to actually examine the content. The dude still went off his gut fucking feeling. You can't do anything with somebody that fucking stupid. There's little content there for you to examine, and this dude just go off his gut feeling. Unbelievable. With that said, I want to thank you guys for coming through. The man tomorrow, you guys have a really nice night.